Girl2Leader campaign is exactly about that, to inspire adolescent girls the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, to become interested in politics and to maybe also think about, maybe I'm going to be a politician eventually, and to see it's not a man's job, because Girl2Leader means girls meeting women who are political leaders, having this face-to-face personal experience, learning what it's like, politics, how did you get into politics, what's the best thing about politics, what's the worst thing about being a politician, and so on. So we created this campaign and launched it in several countries on the 11th of October, the International Day of the Girl. And to give you a short insight, we have two little films which describe the campaign. I hope this works. Voila. These are, of course, only a few of those wonderful women who are leaders and inspiring all of us to aspire to these offices. We had the opportunity meeting yesterday many others, and the Council of Women World Leaders counts more than 60 members. So, but this would be in times of social media and everything. To make a film of that length is probably not the best tool to keep people captured. So, what we want to do here today is, first of all, explain who everybody on stage is. So Asita already said, these girls are participating in the Girl2Leader campaign. Some of them have already participated in previous activities of the campaign, and some will join today, have a session in the Parliament of Iceland, and then meet with a group of you in smaller groups and discuss about politics as a job, as relevance. And we have here with us several different personalities who gave their influence, also their passion and their insights into bringing this campaign further. So we have here Her Excellency Marie-Louise, who is the patron of the campaign and who will once more prove what an amazing woman can do when being passionate and in the right position to do something about it. We have Dida, who is an Icelandic YouTuber and who did a video, which we also will show later, on where it's exactly about explaining politics to girls. And Asita, who is a politician in Belgium and who is a Girl2Leader campaign ambassador. So, but let me start with you, Marie-Louise, about why were you immediately saying yes to being the patron of the campaign? I think this should work.
First of all, good morning to everyone. Thank you, Silvana. And I must say, before I start, that I feel so lucky to be amongst these wonderful young girls here. You're representing 1.1 billion of girls like you. So you have quite a responsibility to encourage others to come forward. I was very enthusiastic about this because I remembered myself at the time, at that age, when I had no sort of networks to turn to. And I felt quite alone, but was very determined at the time to do something. I felt that there is the need to get into politics, to influence decisions. I had started younger in civil society then. And I was feeling that there is something else that needs to, for myself at least, to give me the satisfaction of actually doing something effective. And that was the reason that I got into politics. I do not come from a political family, in fact, a very apolitical family, so it wasn't the influence of my family, it was rather the need of seeing things being done. But it was very soon that I realized that women are so few in politics, and that I have been living a democratic deficit all my life, and we need to do something very urgent. Our latest indicators of the World Economic Forum for 2017, it's with the pace that we are having, it will take us 217 years to reach global parity. So dear girls, please, we need to do something. You are our future. This is the reason, Silvana, I am very much into this, and I would like us to see it go even further.
Well, thank you very much. Also, I think what's really important to realize is that nobody is born as a president or prime minister. That this is a journey to it, and that everybody starts as a child and as an adolescent girl, as a teenager. So maybe I can ask one or two of you who've been participating already in some of the activities. Maybe start with you. Maybe you say your name, where you're from, but also, what do you think? Why is it important for young people to be interested in politics?
Hello, my name is Ryoko Ernst-Hitesh. I'm Belgium. I have a Belgian nationality, but I have many cultural backgrounds, and I was brought up, as my mother would say, a citizen of the world. I feel very strongly about women, the youth being involved in politics. Firstly, because we are the next generation, and all the decisions and laws being made now will be affecting us. Secondly, because I believe everyone should have a voice. Isn't democracy all about that? And finally, because I had another. I'm blacking out.
You can finish it later when it comes back to you. You know, this happened to all of us many times. It's don't worry, we know exactly what it's like. You started the sentence, and in the middle of it, you said, "Oh my God, what did I want to say?" And so, not a problem at all. Yes.
Well, I believe the young generation can bring new ideas and a new perspective to politics, and I believe that if the youth gets involved, then it can help make this world a better place.
Wonderful. Thank you. Maybe you pass the microphone on. Can I ask? This was great. This was really, really fantastic. Thank you very much for this answer, and for a lot of important thoughts that we should really keep in mind. Can I ask you? You see all these on stage here, those two wonderful women, but also the room is full of women political leaders. Yesterday, you were also here when the women prime ministers, presidents were recognized. So we are, of course, the women political leaders, and I'd like to ask you, how do you think do women make a difference in politics?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lucille Florial, and I'm French. However, I have lived in a lot of different places and experienced a lot of different cultures. So, first of all, I think women should be a part in politics. They should be in politics. And women make up more than half of the population, so they need to be making the decisions, and they need to be a part of politics. And isn't the whole point of a democracy that every single voice is heard. So women should be heard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And like in the audience, and in another campaign that we do as Women Political Leaders, where we ask actually the male leaders of the world, the male presidents and male prime ministers, to give us their personal reason for why should we have more women in politics. We're also very happy to have some boys as champions of this campaign and being very interested both in taking part in the campaign events, but also to come here and to be really interested and part of this campaign to get more women to politics. So let me turn to one of them. Come here to the front. And it's wonderful you're here. And could you, I mean, you've been also in Brussels in the event. First, could you say who you are? There's a microphone. But also, what did you yourself take away from the Girl2Leader campaign? What do you think is a learning thing for you?
So my name is Alessandro, and I'm Italian. And probably you might all be wondering, what the hell is a boy doing in Girl2Leader? Because there are two boys surrounded by women. Oh, the answer is easy. It's because when I have a sister, and in my family, in my community, I was taught that women are the same as men. And it is the case, you can't deny that. And so when I was first shown all of these numbers of women not being in political positions, that really shocked me. Because why are women not in political positions when they're the same amount, maybe even more than men? And so this is why I decided to join. And I think that women sometimes are even better than men in politics, so they should.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alessandro. Thank you. Thank you, yes. So, thank you very much. Thank you. Before moving on and asking Asita also for some comments, I'd like to ask Dida. So when we contacted you and said, hey, you're a YouTuber, you're from the country where things are really going well for women, but we need to step things up elsewhere. You spontaneously said, well, I didn't really do much with politics before, but yes, I'm going to join, and I use my networks and my followers to really create a momentum. Maybe give us a few of your thoughts on why did you say yes straight away, like the president?
Well, when I was asked, at first I felt kind of unqualified, but very honored, because I am very passionate about gender equality in general and equality for all. And then I started thinking that, you know, I'm not unqualified. I'm a young girl who's interested in politics, and I felt like I needed to encourage other girls to become leaders, and myself as well, because it's just like everyone said, politicians are the people that make decisions for the society, and society is made up of all kinds of different people from different backgrounds and genders. So it's important that those are represented, and that women are represented in politics, and girls are the future of everything. So yeah.
Thank you, Dida. And we have to realize, as politicians, I think that in those different surveys of who are the influencers, who are the opinion makers, those people, YouTubers, are so far ahead of us. So it's a crucial alliance, I find, to have between the influencers and the opinion shapers of the new media world and the more traditional media, traditional institutional decision making. So thanks for joining. I think we can later on show the video, if that's correct. Can I see a nod somewhere? I should go on? I should. A bit later, but yes, yeah. I'm looking at Taina, who's managing this whole thing. So let me turn to Asita now, because Asita is originally from Burkina Faso. You're an activist in specific women's rights issue on female genital mutilation, for example, and your point of view was always that there are certain policy areas which only get a change when women are in there. And you also said, I want to be an ambassador of this campaign. How do you want to make a difference in that?
First to say quickly why, like Yoke, your name is Yoke, right? No? Yoka, sorry. When Yoka was actually stopping during her speech, all the voices here were saying, go on, you're doing well. Imagine that in your political career, voices are actually follow. You know you have a network behind you, like everyone on stage here, telling you when it becomes hard, go on, you're doing well. And not voices saying whenever you are doing something great, you are just a woman, move away, this place is for men. You know, can you imagine that this is what Girl2Leader campaign is doing, is to give us the voices that we need behind us, to encourage us to continue. And in order to help have this situation, I decided to help and to be an ambassador of Girl2Leader campaign. How I would like to use it, to do it, is to share, you know, to use my voice to share, to spread the word, and to say, look, you know, I was also not according to myself, but according to society. Not really meant to be standing here or doing whatever I'm doing, but to be at 37 today. My mom, when she was 37, she had 7 kids. And, you know, between her and her last kid, 1 person survived. It was my mom, okay? So I am 37, I have 1 kid, and I chose to have it. So I am free, and I would like to show all girls that nothing is impossible, that just like us standing here, you can actually do it. And our voices will be around, and we'll continue supporting each other. Just let's continue telling each other, even after this moment here, go on, you're doing well.
Thank you. Marie-Louise, can I ask you, how do you think should this campaign continue? Because we kicked it off on the 11th of October, and we had a wonderful cooperation in the Senate and Parliament of Canada, in the European Parliament, with the participation of women politicians from many different European countries. Wonderful program in Malta, both to prepare for the Girls' Day with many girls in Malta and also then during the day, and today Iceland. So we have this ambition to bring this into many countries. But what's your view?
Well, I think that our young people here have already identified the need that we have is the network. We do not have that natural network as men. And we need that network to share, to thrive on each other's strengths, to become even more determined to reach our goals. And maybe now I have to address adults like myself. Well, dear adults, dear colleagues, dear friends, we have no choice. We have no choice. We need to do something in each and every country of ours to establish networks for young girls, to empower our young girls, to believe in themselves, but not to feel alone. Because many of us, my age, have felt alone many a time, as you have aptly described. And we need our girls to feel that they're not alone, because they shouldn't be alone, so that we can ensure, at least in our lifetime, that we have addressed the democratic deficit that we have globally. So I would like to encourage each of us here to, if we have started, we must continue. We have not started, and you would like also to share the experience with those who have started already. But please do something. Let's bring more girls together in our countries so that they can share in the individual respective countries, but also share globally. You have given me peace of mind and a sense of good feel. The way you have spoken, you truly know where you want to go. And please remember, it is your right to stand up and speak and to be heard. It comes from the Convention on the Rights of the Child. It's a human right. It's not simply a child's right. It's a human right. It's even more a human right, being a woman's right, to participate in politics. And please do continue. We will be there for you. We'll be there for you to encourage you with our voices, with our networks, with our strength, with our experience, even more with our experience. But please, all of us here, we are leaders in our own rights. We need to do something in our countries to encourage young girls to come forward so that our next generation will not be like our generation. Being 66 worldwide, it sounds quite a lot saying 66, but worldwide is practically nothing. We are simply 7% heads of state. We saw the statistics yesterday. 5% of heads of government. 22%, 27%, I think now. 26?
It went up.
Yes, well, it's an average of 25%. Women parliamentarians globally. This is not on. There's such a global democratic deficit. Let's do something. We owe it to our young generation. We owe it to these wonderful girls and the wonderful girls in our countries. 1.1 billion girls. Imagine their voices not heard as much as they deserve. And we deserve it as a society. If we want really inclusive and holistic societies in our respective countries, globally, we need to do something about it. We cannot have simply the men's perspective being there on its own, but we need to be there together. And I would like to thank our young man from Italy. I'm so proud of him. He comes from the Mediterranean, as I am. And the other young man somewhere, I don't know where he is. Thank you so much for being champions. You're really important champions to the cause of having a democratic world. So really, we have no choice. We need to do something. We have started. And thanks to WPL, I'm so proud of you, Silvana, Hannah, and all the team at WPL, because you have started something which I am convinced all of us in here and more out there, we will continue with the momentum so that these girls will really find their places. And tomorrow, when we are retired and sitting on armchairs, I hope, we can look with pride to what we have managed to do in our own right. Thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful speech. Thank you so much. For closing the session, I would just like to say 3 things. One is we have also a wonderful addition from very far away, at least from a European perspective, who has read about the campaign in the media and had then said it to her mother, who happened to be a friend of mine. This Girl2Leader campaign sounds really cool. And she lives in New York, and then I said, come, join us and experience it, and then bring it to the US. They might need it there too. So Sienna from New York, can we give you an extra applause for coming over extra for this campaign? And thanks for joining us. I hope you make a lot of new friends, because when you then join the Council of Women World Leaders and the Women Political Leaders, then you already know each other and you can just really kickstart things in a really cool way. So thanks for coming. Then second thing, building on what the president just said, if you want to bring this Girl2Leader campaign to your political environment, to your parliament, please contact us. We have prepared certain set of activities and we would love to coordinate that with you, because the more countries, the more girls from different countries can join this network and stay in touch and also build on each other, the more powerful this gets. So please, if you're interested in that, Taina, can you just do a big wave of hands? Taina is the project manager in the team, and she'll be the best one to talk to, but anybody else of the team can also take note of your interest and get back in touch with you. It would be wonderful, just as the president said. And then as a final thing, before showing the video of Dida, and we all go off stage while doing that, this is a call to action that we optimistically wrote a few weeks ago when we were still below 200 years until gender equality. The number has to be corrected, and as the president said, is now more than 200 years, which puts a certain urgency on and pressure on us to really go ahead with this. And this is a call to action where we want to summarize what this is about and also spread it in different fora. It's also part of your conference booklet. Read it through. If you agree with it, again, please get in touch with us. So with that, thanks to all of you for joining here. You will go on to a special session in the Parliament in the City Hall of Reykjavik, and I would like you to give an extra, incredibly strong round of applause for these wonderful girls and women. Thank you. The video's later? Why is the video later? It's not, we can't show it here? Okay, then let's show again the other two videos, okay? Just pragmatic as women are. And then if you want to see Dida's video, we have it on our website. Then we also can share the link to everybody so that you can send it on as well, because it's a wonderful summary in a very well done way on why politics should matter for everybody and specifically for girls and women. Thank you.